Hello. Thank you guys so much for joining me. As everybody knows, my name is Joelle Simone Anthony, and today I have the pleasure of being joined by Kim Libertini and Robynne Boyd, the creators and owners of the Good Grief app. How are you all doing today, ladies?
Wonderful, thank you.
Doing great, thank you.
So we're gonna jump right in. We'll start with you, Robynne. Why don't you tell me your name and where you're from? And once she's done, Kim, you can jump right in.
Sure. I am Robynne Boyd. I live in Decatur, Georgia. And besides being the co-creator of the Good Grief app, I am also an environmental journalist.
Hi everyone, my name is Kim Libertini. I live on Long Island, New York, and I am a teacher by day. And then, I am also the co-creator of the Good Grief app.
So, Kim, why don't you explain for myself and for the viewers exactly what the Good Grief app is and how you two got introduced to each other?
Sure. The Good Grief app is a social network for loss. Ultimately, it is designed to match individuals that have experienced similar types of grief or forms of grief. And the way that it started is through the introduction between Robynne and I via text from a friend that saw both of us were experiencing our own forms of grief. He was a single guy that had not experienced similar things in his own life. And he said he wanted to be able to help us, but he felt that we would probably be able to help one another. And so he introduced us through text. And for over the course of a year, just through texting, we shared about life, loss, love, and the roller coaster of emotions that follow after loss.
So you all, a part of your story is that you all have never met. And I think that's probably a huge testament to why your app works so well and how you all know that your app works because you've never met each other. How would you describe grief, Robynne?
Well, that's a hard one because I think grief is different for everyone. But I know that for me personally, it's been a wave of emotion and a journey that I've been going on. When I lost my mom to breast cancer and I became a single mother at the time, the first part of grief felt really just overwhelming. It felt more like I switched into a sort of survival mode and how I could just keep my head above water from the day to day. That's one of the things that was so helpful about the friendship that was kindled between Kim and I, is that she kind of helped keep my head above water. I would send out almost like SOS text messages to her, and she had this incredible, speedy way of responding and just helping calm me down and letting me know I was going to be okay, or remind me to take deep breaths. And it's changed along the way. So I think like grief is a very natural process, but as you go through it, it's also can be shocking, devastating, and hard.
So Kim, over the course of this year, or the year that you all were connecting with each other via text message, how was the Good Grief app born? What brought the Good Grief app into existence?
I think one of the things that Robynne and I both learned was that there's a common thread that connects individuals that have experienced loss. And there's this gamut of emotions that you're going to navigate. And it's helpful to have someone there to reach out to and to respond to you as you're experiencing these various types of emotions, whether it be sadness or you want to share a memory of your loved one. This ability to go ahead and reach out to someone that's there to catch whatever it is that you have to say, to provide some level of support and validation for what it is that you're feeling. And so as we learned that this was helpful to us, we began to think about offering it to other people. And, when we created the app, the ultimate goal was, we know that everyone in their lives at some point in time is going to experience grief. And that grief doesn't leave, it doesn't go away. There are stages of it, but it's always there. And so as individuals travel that path of loss, it was our hope that the app was going to help them to navigate it.
So, Robynne, explain how the Good Grief app works. What can someone who's up at 2:00 in the morning, who comes across your app or sees this interview on YouTube and goes to your app, what can they expect when they download the app? What's the process for connecting to Good Grief?
Sure. So the moment you download the app, which is free, it has a free trial. It's on a free trial basis. You download it. The first thing it says and reminds you is that you are not alone when you open up the app. Then you start by filling out a very short, easy profile. So it's so others can understand what you're going through. And that is basically answering who you lost, how you lost someone, and when you lost someone. There are a few other questions you can respond to if you want to fill in your religious preference, if you want to say whether you have children, a few other details in case you really want to get specific with who you care to connect with. So once you have your profile, then you go into the app opens, and you can see all these other people who are on the app, and there are suggested profiles, people that are based on the same type of loss as you. And then you can reach out. It's all one-to-one connections. So you can reach out to any number of individuals and have any number of one-to-one chats going on. You can reach out and say, hey, I'm having a really rough night. I can't sleep. It's 2 a.m., it's 3 a.m. I just need to talk to someone. And then you can see who's online in that moment, and they can respond. They have to approve the conversation, so everyone agrees to chat. And then you can start texting, and you can share photos also.
So you said two things that really stood out to me. You said that there's a free trial period. Exactly how long is that trial period, and how much does the app cost after that trial is over, Kim?
The free trial period, currently, we're offering it for 3 months, and then it is $4.99 per month after that.
The second thing that you said was that you can put in the type of loss that you're experiencing. Now, is grief on your app limited to having lost a loved one, or could it be that you lost a job, or that you're going through a divorce, or is it only limited to just grief because someone passed away?
It's not. We actually define grief as loss of. So loss of a marriage, loss of a relationship, a loss of self in a particular process that you might be navigating. I think, we both agree, as I think many people that have experienced grief would agree, that it comes in all different forms. And so we recognize that within the app.
So exactly how long has the Good Grief app been in existence?
So we launched the Good Grief app in the end of January of 2018. So it's less than a year that we've been in existence.
You all are coming up on your first holiday season. Congratulations. What words of advice or strength would you give to someone who's going into this holiday season, either thinking about someone who passed away throughout the year, or those that may experience grief due to being away from their family for the first time because they're going through a separation or divorce?
I think the first thing I would say to anyone is just to go easy on yourself, to be as gentle on yourself as possible. Try to be your own kindest, best friend. Because I think when we're in situations where there's joy all around us, and joy is expected, especially when it's a large social expectation of those moments, it can be a very hard moment to navigate when you're both trying to live up to expectations, when your feelings may not match those, and then when you're also simultaneously trying to hold those emotions together, perhaps for the children you have or for the loved ones you're around. So you're basically juggling numerous emotions at once. So I think if you can go easy on yourself, if you can give yourself breaks and give yourselves outs, if possible, ways to step out of situations if you need it, I think we say give yourself that chance.
I'd have to add that, the holidays are very difficult to navigate, and agree with Robynne. And I think that one of the things that we need to let grievers know is it's okay to not be okay. I think throughout the holiday season, a lot of grievers are struggling to hold back their emotions for the sake of maybe their children or their other loved ones, and they're trying to hold it together. And so it makes sense that to be able to release that some way in some form. And so that's why, places like our app makes sense for someone to have a place to go to let out those emotions, and to have another person on the other side be able to recognize that this is okay, that you're not okay, and that you're feeling all of these, the gamut of emotions that come with grief, especially during the holidays.
So what's next for the Good Grief app, Robynne?
What's next? Well, at this point, we're still trying to grow this new community. I think we've created a really safe, easy place where people who are experiencing loss can actually go and find comfort, support, and understanding. And so far, this has been just an incredible and surprising journey for both Kim and myself, and I think we're following the crumbs at this point to see where it leads, and we're open.
So if viewers want to learn more about the Good Grief app, where can they find information, Kim?
So we have currently 3 social media accounts. You can follow us at Good Grief App on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Additionally, once a week, either Robynne or I write a little bit about grief and our thoughts at blog.goodgriefapp.com. And then finally, to sign up for our app, you can find us in the App Store under Good Grief Chat and Messaging, or on Android, or on the web at www.goodgriefapp.com.
Well, I just personally want to thank you ladies for creating a community where those of us or anyone out there who are experiencing loss are able to come. I think what you're doing is extremely innovative and necessary. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Joelle, for giving us the opportunity to talk about the app and to share with you.
Thank you, Joelle.